This exercise will allow you to work on vibrato at different speeds and also different depths. You want to have many different styles of vibrato available for your artistic choosing. So here we'll start out on high D and we're going to go down chromatically. You want to do 2 sets of triplets. So triplet, 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 and down chromatically. Here's the first one really slow. Now, you want to try and make these pulses as big as possible in this tempo. I tell my students get ceiling to floor vibrato so that it goes really high up and really high down as deep as you possibly can. This will help to loosen up your vibrato. For those of you who have the sort of nanny goat vibrato, yeah, we want to work away from that. So as you progress through learning this, you want to try and speed up the pulses, but keep some sort of depth. It's generally easier to sort of tighten the vibrato, but it's much harder to expand it if you don't know how to do that. So I suggest for everyone to start with this really slow and wide pulses as you're going through. Here's what it sounds like again. It's not pretty, but it's not supposed to be. As you get better with this, you're going to try and speed it up and then keep that same amount of depth. So here's a little bit faster. You notice that I'm still doing the triplets. It's still triplet, 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 triplet. Triplets work better, in my opinion, than any sort of duple rhythm. When we think of duple, we think up, down, up, down. It sounds like this. It's very mechanical sounding. But the triplets create sort of a wave-like form, and it's easier to make it sound more natural and more vocal in style. That's the most important part. You want to sound like a vocalist. If you've listened to great singers, most of them are using vibrato, and they're using it in a very natural way because it comes naturally with the voice. So here I'm going to speed it up a little bit more, still thinking those triplets. Again, I'm trying to keep the pulses big right now so that once I have those big, deep pulses that stay through the sound, okay, you cannot create vibrato by stopping the sound. You must be within the tone. Some students have had problems where they are sort of stopping and starting the sound, and also that the vibrato isn't contained within the sound. So you want to listen outside of the sound. Vibrato sounds sort of like this. And you hear all that extra air in the tone. You don't want to have that. You want to find your best tone, that pure sound, and then you want to put those vibrato pulses inside of it. I always tell my students to get the air to go out in front of you and get those pulses to sort of stream out in front of you. While you're doing this exercise, think about reaching out with those pulses. Don't think of going up, down, but just flowing out in front of you for them. As you work down, lower in the instrument, for some people it becomes a little bit more difficult to keep the tone. If you start cracking notes down in the low register up to the high register, like this is a low C, if you get something like that, that just means that you're not aiming the air in the correct direction. Find that long tone where that note speaks best. And then you need to blow those pulses through the same target that you were just using.